Welcome back to the build as we turn this van into our new tiny home. Today's goal is going to be getting the skylight done.
This thing is ginormous.
The sound deadening and our first layer of installation. Let's get it. So the sound deadening that we have decided to go with is from a brand called Car Builders. This is their sound deadening kit here. They come in sheets. So much easier than what we had last time. Our last van build, we had massive rolls. We had to cut everything. It was kind of like this, but weighed about, I don't know, 40 kilos. Yeah. Yes, it's going to make our life so much easier. It's a good quality product. This one box does 1.8 square meters, but they don't go next to each other. We'll run through once we get into it that you can leave some gaps and stuff like that, but we'll get through that. But once this is on, we are then going to be putting on this van liner, which is also from Car Builders. It's a 10mm foam, which will help with the insulation. And then once this is on, we're going to be putting, this is the final layer on there. This actually won't go on today. This will go on a little bit later. Once we get all the framework in and stuff like that, this will be the last layer, and then we'll put our sheets onto there. And then come check out our skylight we've got going on.
It's big.
This thing is huge. So this is like kind of roughly the cutout size that we've been playing around with for the roof. Look at this bad boy. Look at the size of this thing.
Wow.
So this big bad boy will be going on our roof. I'm a little bit nervous to cut this size hole.
It's a big hole.
Yeah. We're gonna measure 10 times cut once.
Yep.
So that is our goal for the next 2 days. We're gonna be working on the van. I think this is a very doable goal of these two things.
Yeah.
You with me?
I hope so.
So let's get started on the sound deadening and then we'll tackle this one a little bit later today. Okay. I'm back in the warehouse. I have left Dani with her friends at the market. So it was kind of like, yeah, it's a market, but it's a fundraiser. They're gonna raise a bunch of money. So it's a good thing to do. So she's gonna stay there. I've come back and I'm going to now actually tackle getting this sound deadening up on the walls here behind me. And we'll get it up on the roof. So let's make a start. So I'm just about to stick the sheet on this wall here, but I wanted to show you guys the difference that these can make. So like this is without, and this is with. So these really help with taking away that echo. So once you do the whole van, the echoing inside here, it just starts to disappear. We are getting somewhere. So I have all of the walls done and the roof done. I actually did want to leave this one empty because we have a max air fan going here. But what I have done is that I've left this one empty because this is where the skylight is going and that's what I'm going to work on next. So I'll put whatever's kind of left, we'll put some sound deadening on there. Tackle these two wheel arches on both sides. And I'm even thinking of, we didn't do it on the last build, but taking down that headliner at the front there and putting some sound deadening up on that, just to kind of stop some road noise. I think it would be a nice little touch compared to the other van. So let's tackle this wheel arch here. I'm not going to leave any gaps like I have on the walls here because my thought is that it's the wheel arch. There's a lot of road noise, the tires under here. So let's see, cover this whole thing. That will help a lot with the road. So that is it for stage 1 of sound deadening. I do have 2 boxes left, but I want to remove these seats here and put a single seat in. So I want to do the whole area in the front, put sound deadening all in the front of the van. But this is what we got so far. We have done all of the walls and the roof as well, and the wheel arches down here. So I've had to close up the roller shutter. It was getting a little bit dark and there was a few mozzies coming in. So it is getting a little bit dark in here, but I do have a couple of lights. Hopefully that's gonna be enough for us. But my next step, this is the van liner. I'm gonna start measuring this and start sticking this one on. Let's get it. I'm hoping that Dani comes home soon to give me a hand because it's getting a little bit late and I'm getting a touch tired, but I wanted to try and get as much of this van liner on as we could. So I've done here and here and a few little of the spaces there and the one just behind me. I really wanted to get the roof done and all the little nooks and crannies finished, But I hope she comes home soon so she can give me a hand. So we can knock it over and I won't have to do it tomorrow. But let's see if she turns up. We are back at it today. I pulled the pin last night because I had to go get this one. But I'm back in the van and still cracking along with getting this van liner on. So what I'm working on this morning is finishing off the roof. Then I'll show you guys what the van seal looks like. We won't actually install it today because we've got to wait for some cabling and other things to be done. But I can show you guys at least what it looks like.
I'm doing my job well because I just prepared us lunch and my job of the day was to keep this guy fed. So now it's time for a break and have some lunch, food. I'm starving, it's late. We had a bit of a morning break. Wade's parents came to visit and they brought me a present. Or a few presents.
That's true.
But one of them is, now I have proper working shoes. How good do they look? No more Ugg boots for the van build.
No. But let's eat and we'll come back to sticking more of this onto the walls. We are almost done. I reckon I've got 4 more left.
Yeah,
but I was thinking, so I was explaining about it's not necessary to potentially put stuff up in here. But I'm thinking of making an effort to take this out, put some of this van liner in there too. I think it's going to be worth the effort. There's going to be a lot of heat that hits this. Yeah, we will have clothes as a bit of insulation, but because we want to make a bulkhead here. But I think it'll be helpful.
Yeah.
Let's make the effort. And let's eat first.
Okay. Okay, time to install this big ass skylight.
This thing is
We
ginormous.
wanted a big skylight. We always said we want a big one.
Yep.
So we picked the biggest one available on the website.
And we'll make it work. We'll make it fit.
When it arrived, we were like, oh my god.
She's a big girl.
Hopefully everything will go as planned.
Yeah, our cutout is looking like 950 by 970 by like 650.
Meu Deus.
She's gonna be a big one, but it's gonna have so much light in there. And
It's gonna be amazing.
It's got a shroud, so you can have it all the way open. You can get out. You can have a fly screen, or you can have like a block out.
Nice. Hopefully everything goes to plan and we don't make a big boo-boo in the van.
Let's go!
Woo! We just realized that we were making the template square, but
Yeah.
the corners are not square.
Yes.
So now Wade has a tool.
Yeah, to get what the round is, and then we're going to transfer this to some cardboard. So now that we've created a template for the round edges, we have now marked this on our cutout, and we have also marked, kind of roughly measured where this corner would start. So we're going to drill our first hole there, cut back to this next hole. So let's do it. Let's start doing some pilot holes. I'll jump up there and we'll jigsaw that.
Oh gosh.
We're in. We've committed to this skylight. We're also going to need something to get up onto the roof. Thankfully, we're in this warehouse with all of these tools around. So we're going to grab a ladder. Let's jump up on the roof and play a little bit. So now I've drawn all of the lines for our box. I'm going to start cutting this bad boy. Slight little problem we are having that the beam inside here, it's the jigsaw blade's not long enough. So we've got this bad boy.
Yoo-hoo!
We're out.
Oh, hello!
Wow. So we have the skylight in. We just need to probably trim just a little bit more, file it, and then we're gonna get the primer on the edges that we've cut. But we're gonna call it a night tonight. I've had enough. It's about 9 o'clock.
We can't make any more noises even if we wanted to.
Yeah, it's probably better to sleep on it and do it on a fresh mind, fresh body.
I agree.
Good
night.
This thing is ginormous. Is it too big?
No.
No? We are back at it today. I have just primed all of the exposed metal up there. Just going to let that dry now for the next few hours. But what I'm going to work on is getting this frame done here. So I have 2 sticks of this. We're going to measure up, get a perfect square going on, and then we're going to bang it up on top of here. Then we can squish it down, and we are going to be good to go. Have a brand new skylight in. Okay, this is pretty much going to be our frame. I have it just kind of roughly in there. And what I've done, I don't know if you're going to see it, but I've just marked it 1, 1, And for example, this side 2, 2, so I know which one goes kind of where. Now I'm gonna put, I don't know if I want to run in this way, run a screw and glue, or I do a pocket hole. I think I do a pocket hole just to kind of make it look nice. Change of plans for us is that I have taken this apart and trimmed for this area here, and what we're gonna do is I'm gonna glue this one up and then keep all of these pieces individual. This isn't the right piece, but the idea will be the next one will go here. We will liquid nails all of this on, use clamps, let it set, then we'll, did you see that? So back to it. So, we're gonna glue this one in here, and then I'm gonna keep this side, and this side individual. I pulled apart the frame. I just figured, in this case, I think it would be better to have them individual. You head up the top, I'll stay down the bottom.
Sure.
And we're just gonna put clamps everywhere. Let it set.
Okay.
Let's go!
See you up there.
We have our timber frame on, all clamped up. We're gonna go grab some lunch now, leave this for the next few hours, and then we come back. Are you still here?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Waiting for you to finish.
Oh, I think someone's hungry. Let's go get some food, come back, slap in the light, and we slap in the skylight. Let's get it. Lunch went on for a little bit longer than expected. It was almost 5 o'clock. But we do need to get this skylight in and glued by the end of today, because tomorrow all of the guys are back here in the workshop and I need to get the van outside and into the street for the rest of the week. Then I won't be able to come back in until next weekend inside here. So I need to get this all sealed up in case it's gonna rain or anything like that. But let's get, oh, I did actually, while we're out, I grabbed some stuff from Bunnings. We did this on our last van as well. So it's like it's a PVC type foam to fill in the gap, because you've got the ridges on top of the roof. The skylight doesn't sit flush, so I'm going to use this to fill in the gaps to help seal that, and then obviously we'll use Sikaflex or like a weather sealant all the way around it. So let's get started. So what I've decided to do is put on the butyl tape first over this whole area here, and then on the parts that I need to build up, I'm going to use this foam, and then we're going to squish everything down on the skylight as well. I'll also put some butyl tape, and then we got Sikaflex all the way around it, and we'll seal it. So now that we have the foam and the butyl tape up the top there, I'm just grabbing the silicone and running a bead, and just running a thick bead along here, and then when we put it up, this will seal down, and then I'll run another silicone on top of the roof to clean and tidy that edge up, and then that's a wrap. Oh. The locking system is going to be these clamps here.
That come with
the skylight. They go into the holes like so, and then you can drill up and hold it into place.
And that's our next step.
That's our next step. Let's get it done. Now for the final step, we are just taping around here, and then going to run a bead of Sikaflex all the way in through here, and then once it kind of dries a little bit, we're going to lift up this tape, and it's going to give us a nice clean finish and look very professional. Look at your work clothes. You in your pajamas. Now you've probably seen this trick a million times on YouTube already, but to not let the Sikaflex stick to your finger, you just use normal dishwashing soap. Put it on your finger, so you just get your finger on there, and then you can rub it on, and then the Sikaflex will not stick to your finger. It's now been a few days since we've installed the skylight. All of the glue has dried, and I want to test to see if it is waterproof. But this is kind of what we've got so far. Super nice, look at that. I'm seeing it already. Beautiful sunrise, sunsets, lying in bed, looking at the stars. I like this. This is definitely an addition when we built our first van that after maybe like 6 months, we're like, man, wish we had a skylight. There's just so much extra light coming in here now just from that skylight. But what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna grab the hose, get up on the roof, hose it down, and get Dani to come in here. Make sure, let's see if she's waterproof. Fingers crossed, there are no water leaks.
Oi! Water comes in when you open.
Only water when we open, huh?
Yeah.
No more water.
Doesn't look like it, wait.
Ooh, I like it, Dani's here.
Well, you can't open this
After
if there's
rain.
water.
Yeah, of course.
Look, it wasn't that much water that you put through it, but
it was enough, and it was a bit of pressure.
Nice job, Wadey. Last step in our Skylight installation is to install the finishing piece.
So we put this shroud on here just real quick to show you guys what it's going to look like. It's not perfect because we've got some the beams there, so I've got to wait for the actual finishing of the roof to then level it up. But this is kind of the idea, and then these pieces just cover in all of those points here. But this is cool then, isn't it? Very cool. So you've got a fly screen on this side, and then you've got the block out during night if you want to block it. You have a block out on this side. There's no bugs getting in here now, is there?
Here we go.
This is cool.
That's nice.
And then, I don't know if they'll go together. Oh yeah, you could have like half if you wanted to, which is cool. So cool then, is here. So if you're thinking about installing a Skylight in your van, I highly recommend it. So far, I'm very, very impressed with this.
You can go for the big one.
Go for a big one. If you can fit it in and it's in your budget, go for a big one. I don't think it could have been any better.
No, it's perfect.
I'm so glad we decided to put a Skylight in
and a
this
big
time.
one.
And a big one. Because when it first arrived, I was like, oh, this thing's pretty big. But that is it. See you guys next week.